disagree? Are you aware of that?
I just don't think about it. I just try to write the music. And would you say that about the second piece, Double Sextet, or would you really only say that? Music for 18 musicians seems to be the piece that everybody focuses on. I'm glad everybody loves it so much. I do too. But I mean, if you heard the desert music, or Tehillim, or Different Trains, or WTC 911, certainly not. Thank you. I only care about the new pieces. I mean, the old pieces, that's done. And I think what you're saying would apply to this this particular piece, and maybe if you heard all of drumming for an hour, you might say that. That was a certain time in history, the 60s and 70s, and that kind of zeitgeist was in the air in America as well as in Europe. And that zeitgeist has passed. But we may go back to that one. Every piece of music is from a place and a time. Whether it's, Bach in Leipzig, or Beethoven in Bonn, or Kurt Weill in the Weimar Republic, or George Gershwin in New York City, or Bela Bartok in Hungary and Czechoslovakia. So this goes back to New York, circa 1976.
In this context, Steve, I find very interesting that you are a composer who brought together a band. You formed your own band. That means from the beginning you had, now we know, one of the most fantastic players in percussion and other instruments in that time around you. You could develop, you could test the material, you could compose for them, and there's this unbelievable near trust. It's a little bit like Bach having these musicians from Berlin in Köthen doing Brandenburg Concerto. I think this is what composers dream of, that they have, that they can have the musicians around them and develop music. Stockhausen tried it, but Steve especially this is something you can't underestimate too much. It's that he has his own band. You did, and for many years they followed you developing your material, and you could directly perform and hear and study the process of the music, which I think is amazing.
That's absolutely true, and now I have another ensemble, and it's called the Ensemble Moderne.
Can I add an anecdote to this? Steve Reich is a very big composer. Ensemble Moderne was a small student ensemble playing contemporary music. So one day we thought, oh, we have to play with Steve Reich. And we tried 86, I think. Yeah, we of course we played pieces of yours, but we had some contact, but we wait. And in 89 we asked again, nothing happens. Steve Reich, far away. And then in 94 there was this thing that Ensemble Intercontemporain London Sinfonietta and Ensemble Moderne was lucky to share a commission piece called City Life. And this was the moment we got to know each other, and you came to us to Frankfurt, and we took you and said we do want to do something more with you. For instance, Music for 18. And you said, good idea, but there's no score. And then we said, what no score? And of course there was a score, but the way the pieces, how it was developed, you can read this, how this piece developed. And in that time, just it was planned to have a score to bring the whole concept of what you did on the record together in a score that makes it available for other people. And we were lucky to take part in the process to having now a score that everybody can play. Of course, his band could play the piece. They had sheets of music. They knew, if I am right, they knew when I play this, he will play that. They knew everything about the piece, and he could switch parts, everything tried. And but we couldn't. But now, since 95 or 96, the score is out, and we also had a discussion process about it. And now everybody can play it, and that's wonderful. And this was our start from where we then started to have new productions, and from that time we are lucky to play his music.
Well, I remember when that happened, I came over and two of the best percussionists in my ensemble, Russ Hartenberger and Bob Becker, came over and played with us. They're on the recording, actually. I couldn't do it for legal reasons, but Russ Hartenberger and Bob Becker on the Ensemble Modern recording on RCA of Music for 18 Musicians. And it was, you ever seen a relay race, you know, the guy running around and he gives the baton to the next guy? Well, that's exactly what we did with this piece. We said, okay, now it's yours. And they've done a great job.
Actually, I mean, you know, we dedicated this festival to you. We had a lot of different programs. We had last weekend, we have the cello counterpoint, Jan Vogler, which is for sure one of the best cello players in Germany. We had from the Philharmonic Orchestra from Dresden, Tehelim on Sunday. We had the cave yesterday.
That's very special.
And I thought that was very, very special. We will have tomorrow one more piano phase by Silver and Garberg, your young friend, I heard from yours, from New York. And they're playing one piece from you as well. So that's, I think, quite a universe of your different works from different times. I would just for a moment go back to the cave yesterday. I have seen that for the very first time, and I was very impressed, because what I could see is, wow, now that the way you are creating